The only time I fail is if you hire me to fail.
Hello there, and welcome to another Star Wars toy review. This is Commander 3636, and it is the 10th episode today. So, I just thought I wanted to do something a little different, mix it up. And of course, we do have, as you can see, the mythosaur there from the Mandalorian culture. Although the character that I have today is not technically a Mandalorian, he's a chameleon. But I just thought, since he's probably one of the, if not the most popular character that represents, just their armor and everything, wanted to do a little review on him. And here he is, Boba Fett. Of course, this is the Boba Fett from the Legacy, from the Fett Legacy collection, I believe. That you have also a Jango Fett on there, and the old Mandalore warrior. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this awesome figure. Here is a closer look at Boba Fett, the technically son of Jango Fett. Well, it was the only clone technically that wasn't genetically replicated. It wasn't altered. There was no modifications to his docile behavior. There was no restrictions. No acceleration growth as well. So, Jango just wanted this guy to grow up the same way he did. And man, did he become one of the most feared bounty hunters in all the guild, all across the galaxy. And even George Lucas mentioned it, never really planned for Boba Fett to be such a huge character. But, he's for sure a fan favorite, and just all the weathering and the dent on his helmet. Awesome paint applications, even his Z6 jetpack. There's a lot of, you can actually take this off and see some really, really good paint on there. You can see different colors. This cloth, good, here is his flag. Little cape, it's just awesome. Of course, the braids, the Wookiees and different prey that he captures, wears them like trophies almost, like he scalps. So these do hang on there, and they have some nice detailing on there. And, articulation, it's what you'd expect. It's awesome. It does have a removable helmet. Really cool looking helmet. His head does swivel. There is some markings on his face as well, some scars, just battle scars all along. You'd expect the bounty hunter of his reputation to have. And of course his shoulders, ball hinge. There is swivel at the shoulders and the forearm and the elbow. So you can see his little wrist right there where he shoots lasers, a flamethrower. And he does bend at this elbow and swivel. So just awesome articulation all the way around. The only thing is, since they did the forearms articulated, there is no articulation on the wrist. But this is still really good. Of course, the hips do swivel as well. The knees bend. And there is some articulation on the ankles. Nice looking boots there. Really stylish. And, his weapon's awesome. Like I said, he's got his whipcord there. You can see it. Awesome detailing. His rifle, of course, with some more detailing on there. And he does have a really sneaky pistol that only Boba Fett, Those Fetts, man, they know how to stash their pieces. And you can see it back here. It just kind of sits very different, the way it sits behind his thigh as opposed to the hip. And really cool paint. It's kind of like a little metallic black, it's just some weathering on there. Really cool piece. Yeah, what can I say? I love Boba Fett. For sure, top, one of my favorite figures, and not just Mandalorians or bounty hunters or clone troopers. Really, really cool. To put his helmet back on. And as you know, he witnessed, I was going to say, speaking of the Clone Wars, he did witness his dad get, slayed by Mace Windu. And in the Clone Wars, they show Boba as a young boy. Then he does seek revenge. And, of course, runs with, Dooku and Aurra Sing and all those guys. And he appears in quite a few episodes in the Clone Wars. So that's really good. There's a little backstory there for him. Of course, the comic books always have that as well. And you're just able to see, how he always wanted that he had that hatred towards the Jedi for what happened to his dad. And you know, even in Empire Strikes Back, you know, of course, hired by Darth Vader. I mean, who could ever forget that, you know, the Corellian Han Solo, you know, I mean, just him chasing him down and bringing him in, that was a big bounty. And, of course, you know, the Return of the Jedi scene where he falls into the Sarlacc pit. And he actually survives that, and, you know, he just blasts out of there with his jetpack, which is probably why it's all weather like that. So, you know, just a very resilient character, you know, awesome story, great figure, highly recommend picking him up. I mean, like I said, you can pick him up with the Legacy pack. It's a little pricey, but definitely worth it, you know, especially if you're into Mandalorians and bounty hunters. That Jango Fett and that pack is really nice. You know, very great articulation, paint applications. The helmet's removable, of course. The Mandalore from Knights of the Old Republic on there is also a really good piece. It has some cloth goods. You know, so I would definitely recommend, or just picking them up loose like I did. You know, so thank you guys for tuning in to the 10th episode. You know, Boba Fett, pick them up if you can. And till then, you know, may the Force be with you.